Hi guys, welcome back to Fresh Talk presented by Estella's Fresh Max with me, your host, Jada Gyamfi. And today our special guest is just me. Just me. I'm doing a Get Ready With Me today where I'm going to be answering all the questions, not all, most of the questions that you guys left on my TikTok. So that's what my phone's doing here. I got a lot of questions last time I made this. My phone is here. I will be, one, using it as a mirror, and two, using it to answer some questions. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first question, and this might be a hard one for me to answer right off the bat, but it's, how did Iowa shape you as a person in terms of learning how to be a friend? And this is something that I honestly thought about a lot my freshman year because, well, I've always been a great friend and a great person. I was born that way. Shout out my parents for raising me right. But once I got to Iowa, I quickly just saw how, like, everyone treated each other. And I don't know, like, just the culture that we have on the team, like, just always doing stuff for other people, being supportive of everything. Like, as a freshman, when I came in, we had a group of girls who had been together for a really long time, and they knew a lot of stuff, and so it's easy to kind of not get, like, left behind or forgotten, but it's easy just to, people assume that you also know everything. So having, like, my good friends, but also my teammates there to just help me and answer all my questions, they really taught me that, like, I don't know, be as helpful as you can. And also, I don't know, I like being helpful. That's, like, my thing. I like when people text me and ask me questions. I like if someone needs a ride somewhere to ask me because it makes me feel, like, important, I guess. Ugh, kind of selfish now that I'm hearing it out loud. But, yeah, just always be there for people because people were there for me when I was in their shoes. Darn cute. Okay, next. Which new Big Ten school are you most excited to play against? This one is tough because I'm honestly excited to play against all of the schools, especially, like, because I watched them play in March of last year, and they're obviously, like, all really talented basketball schools. But I am excited to just go to those places. So this year we go to Washington and Oregon. I'm really excited to go back to Oregon. We went my freshman year for the Phil Knight tournament, and that was a lot of fun, and Oregon is really pretty. So I'm excited to go back there, and then my senior year we'll go to California to play USC and UCLA, and I'm pretty excited for that trip. Who wouldn't want to go to California in the middle of the school year? Yeah, need that. Okay. What is my most embarrassing moment? Now, I was just telling Whitney and Isla, my friends who help me with my podcast here, that I don't have the embarrassment bone in my body. And I feel like a lot of my teammates can probably attest to this, and my friends. Like, there's not much that I can do that will really embarrass me. Like, if you ever need someone to, like, I just do random stuff all the time. Like, I will, if you ask me to do anything, basically I'll do it because I'm not afraid and I don't feel embarrassed by pretty much anything. So I'm trying to think of one moment when I was really, really embarrassed. I literally cannot think of one. Yeah, no, I got no answer. I got nothing. I really, like, nothing embarrasses me, really, except, well, sometimes I get embarrassed around boys, but that's a different subject. That's enough. That's all I'll say on that. Okay, next I have two back-to-back Caitlin questions, which, you know, I figured this would happen. A lot of people are wondering about me and my bestie girl. So it's, how did I become friends with Caitlin, and is it weird that she's so famous? So I have known Caitlin since I was in probably, like, late elementary school, maybe middle school, just because my sister and her are the same age, so they would always play against each other in AAU tournaments, and we would go and watch because she was, like, insane and would literally drop, like, 50 bombs against my sister's team, and she was really fun to watch. And then, so that was that. And then once I got into high school, it was, like, a whole different thing because she obviously, like, got way more famous and, like, way cooler. And so she became just someone I watched to someone that I played against. And I remember once the recruiting process kind of started happening for me, oh gosh, backpedal. We also played for the same club team. So when I was in 8th grade, she was in high school and she was on, like, the top team So she was like someone that we looked up to for that too. So I knew her through club, and then I started playing against her in high school. So she went from like a friendly face, someone you just watched, to the enemy, someone you had to beat, although we never beat them because she literally would destroy our team every single time. But yeah, once she committed to Iowa, I committed shortly after her, kind of because I was waiting to see where she would go. And I seized that opportunity to play with her. And obviously it's brought me so many great things. But once I got here, she was just a familiar face. I mean, we came from the same club. We live 5 minutes away from each other. We're from the same area. Know a lot of the same people too, which is really nice. And we just kind of clicked instantly. We have a very similar humor, which is that of a middle school boy. Like fart jokes, really funny to us, really make us laugh. Oh, something fell and it scared me. Yeah, we just have similar like outgoing, goofy personalities. I think that she probably also doesn't have the embarrassment bone in her body based on how she behaves. So next. Oh, someone also did ask me how I would describe my humor, and I would say 2 ways. One, like I said, that of a middle school boy. I think all those things are really funny. I also, something that always makes me laugh, and this might be like kind of bad, but it's whenever people like lose control of their body. So like if someone like if you trip and fall, like I think that is the funniest thing ever. Or like, I'm gonna cry. My favorite videos, like a video that is sure to get me to laugh every single time, is like the Sprite Challenge when people chug Sprite and then they uncontrollably burp. Like, I think that is the funniest thing ever. It's so funny. Not the Sprite Challenge. Should I do it? I lose control of my body? Oh no. I would black out in here. That thing is staring me down. But I also think like when people do funny plays on words, that always gets me because I'm like super intelligent. So like I understand when people are punny. Or if you like stutter or mess up your words or like pronounce something wrong, clocked every single time. Okay guys, my new obsession, Poppy. The flavor is so good and it doesn't hurt my tummy, which is what I really like about it. It's good and healthy for your gut and it tastes amazing. This is my favorite flavor if you guys are wondering. It's Doc Pop, and another fan favorite is the orange creamsicle. But if you haven't tried it, you definitely should because it's my favorite. Okay. Natalie, my good friend Natalie Harris, if you guys are true fans, you know who I'm talking about. She asked me, I have $10,000 to spend, and no, you cannot just save it. What are you buying? $10,000 is, okay, it's a lot of money, but it's not like I could buy like, okay, I gotta think, $10,000. Okay, well, honestly, the first thing I would do is probably just go to the mall, but I would go, not in Iowa. Iowa, I love ya. Lived here for 20 years and some change. You don't have great malls. You know, there's not a lot. We don't have like anything. So I would leave Iowa immediately, probably rent a private jet somewhere. And I would go to a mall and I would buy, what's the first thing I would want to get? Dang, I don't know. You'd think I would have this down because I shop a lot. I would just shop. I would shop till I drop, but I'd give myself a cap. I'd probably say like $4,000 you can spend shopping, and then I would spend the rest on probably like the best food ever. I would go to all the best restaurants. I really want to go to Nobu. So if anyone watching this has a trip planned to Malibu and Nobu, I would love to go. If you guys have an extra seat on your plane that's also free, let me know. Comment down below. Next. If I could have dinner with any 5 people, who would it be? All right. So, okay. Ellen Pompeo, 1. Michelle Obama, 2. Elvis Presley, 3. Kobe Bryant, 4. And I feel like I need one more girl just to give us the plus. Oh, this is hard. I immediately am thinking Dolly Parton, but Taylor Swift. Oh, Taylor Swift. Ooh, Taylor or Dolly. Who did I say first? They might get the boot. I don't remember, but whoever I might have said first, you might get the boot because I need Dolly and Taylor. That would be a dynamic duo. Next. Who is my favorite person to room with on trips? I would probably say... Well, I would say Gabby, but obviously that is no longer. So I'm going to go Hannah, just because I've probably roomed with her the most, especially like whenever we go on long trips, it seems I always am with Hannah. Hopefully she's okay with that, because I'm okay with rooming with her. But I would say Hannah. She knows me. I've known her the longest. Very comfortable around her. So yeah, Hannah. Hannah Stolke. Next. How do I deal with haters? Haters are my motivator. Haters are my motivators. No, probably not, actually. You just have to ignore everything. I feel like in a world where social media is, like, literally basically the centerfold of everything, like, that's where people think that they have the most say. You just kind of have to ignore everything and just be yourself. Be true to you. My favorite thing to do ever is just delete comments and turn off comments. It's the easiest way to not be affected by people. You can't affect me if I can't hear you. Can't see what you're saying. Okay. Would you rather be able to read minds or turn invisible? Oh my God, read minds. Ooh, I don't know why I thought that was hard. I want to be able to read minds so bad. Next. WNBA player past or present that you would want to meet. So as I was saving these comments this morning as I was getting ready for practice, I initially thought Maya Moore, but I literally already met her. So I'm going to have to do someone different. Oh, well, I've already met her too. I was going to say Lindsay Whalen because that was my favorite. Not was. Well, yeah, it was. That was my favorite WNBA player. I'm going to say... And I've already met Sabrina, my bestie. Dang, I'm just like, I've been meeting all the girls. Sugar, who do I really like? I'll say Stewie, Brianna Stewart. I would love to meet her. She's GOAT. Oh, I always get a lot of questions on this, my after college plans. People are wondering if I am going to be going to the WNBA or pursuing basketball after college. So just going to nip that in the bud here. No. After I graduate from Iowa, I will be done playing basketball. I do not want to play professionally. Might play in a rec league when I get older. Who knows? But I might do that, but definitely not playing in the WNBA. And someone also asked me why that is. I think I've spent a lot of time in my life playing basketball. I've let it consume, not let it, it just does. It's not a negative thing either, but it does just take up a lot of time in my life. There's been a lot of things that I've missed because I choose to play basketball, which something always has to give. So I don't know. I'm grateful for what basketball has done for me, but I'm also very ready to just be a normal person who just works a job and, I don't know. See, I feel like I have a lot of, like, it's really hard for me to, like, stand up right now, and I'm only 20 years old. And so I think about that a lot. Like, I want to be able to pick my future children up and not be in pain. And, like, my dog and stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's pros and cons to everything. But for me, I just want to continue my life as a normal human, pain-free. Love you, basketball. You're so great. Best piece of advice. I think basketball-related. Something that I always like will replay in my head, especially if I'm having like a rough day at practice or like just feeling down in the dumps, is something quoted by Monica Sonano. And she would always say, like, whenever she would miss a shot or like something would go negatively, she'd be like, well, we just live on a floating rock. And I think that is, well, I don't think, I know, but that's something that I always think about all the time, is like, as important as something feels in the moment, like, I don't know, an exam might feel really, really serious to you one day, but like at the end of the day, it's just life. Like, one exam, one practice, 1 year doesn't determine your whole entire life and what you're going to do the rest of your life. So just remember that you are one little tiny person on a huge rock with millions of people and things, and everything is occurring. What happens to you once will not define the rest of your life. And then basketball-wise, well, that was basketball-wise. It works for anything. How about that? Top 3 shows of all time. Ooh, okay. Grey's Anatomy was the first show that I fell in love with, like consumed my whole being. So that will be my number 1. I'm going to put New Girl at number 2. That's my comfort show. I've watched it probably close to 1,000,000 times. I watch it to go to sleep every single night. And then, of all time is really hard because I really like Jane the Virgin, but I also really like The Vampire Diaries. So one of those 2. But I just watched a new show called, it's a Netflix show, Nobody Wants This, with my good sis Kristen Bell, something like that. That was fire. You guys should watch that. Okay, favorite thing about being on the Iowa team. There's definitely a lot of perks to playing basketball at the University of Iowa. I think it's really special to play in a state where we have no professional basketball teams like WNBA, NBA. Obviously, we have like the Iowa Wolves and like those folks, not discrediting them, but we don't have like a pro sports team, no NFL, anything like that. So people really do go hard for college sports. And I think the Midwest in general is like a huge basketball region. So there is a lot of Iowa women's basketball fans everywhere and just University of Iowa fans everywhere. So that's a big perk for playing here. And honestly, I would just say like the people, I know that athletes everywhere always say like, oh, you'll never find a better culture than here. This is the best place ever. And I don't believe all of them because I genuinely don't think there's a better place to play than Iowa. Even as someone who, like myself, my basketball career, or I don't even know what I would say, how to word that correctly. I'm not Caitlin Clark. I'm very much on the opposite side of the spectrum, but I would never think to go anywhere else to pursue basketball. Like, I could not imagine leaving the University of Iowa just solely because of the people and the experiences that I've had. And that's really important, and that's hard to find. Notice how at the end of every single year, we hardly have anyone in the transfer portal, if not no one, like at all, because it's a great place. Send your kids here. And now, word from our sponsor, Madison at Mad Lashes Salon and Boutique. Favorite team to play that's not in the Big Ten. Okay, so I am a little biased because, like I said, I am an Iowa girl, born and raised, so I live for the in-state rivalry games. So I would want to say Iowa State. That game means something to me in my heart, no matter what sport, especially for us. So Iowa State, definitely, but a team that I have really enjoyed playing is Virginia Tech. I feel like after we played them last year, I made a lot of friends, not a lot. I made a few friends on the Virginia Tech team, and they were really nice girls. Really fun game, not like chippy or anything. It was just a good basketball game. So that would be my second option. Ooh, fun. Okay, someone asked me if I would ever get a tattoo, what would it say? I already have 5 or 6 tattoos, and a lot of people always ask me about my tattoos. So today, we are clearing the air on all my tattoos. I can't show you all of them, but I will show you most. So I have a tattoo on my wrist, and this is the Roman numeral 4, and it is because I am the 4th of 4 siblings. Bang. Next, on my rib, I have love you with a carnation. the Love You was written by my late grandpa, and the carnation was drawn by my grandma. So I have that on my rib, nice and close to my heart. Next, I got the Taylor Swift tattoo on the back of my arm. Funny story about that. So Caitlin obviously was going to the Eras Tour last year, and she texted me once, and she was like, hey, I might have, like, an extra ticket to the Eras Tour. Like, would you want to go? And I was like, would I want to go? Obviously, I would literally do so many things to be able to go to the Eras Tour. So I told myself, and maybe I told someone else. Oh, I told Natalie. I said, if Caitlin gets me a ticket to the Eras Tour, I will get a Taylor Swift tattoo. Next thing you know, Caitlin texts me, got me a ticket. So I got To Live for the Hope of It All tattooed on the back of my arm. Love that. I also have Vienna on the front of this arm for the song by Billy Joel. What else? I have No Matter Where on my arm, matching with my sister. She has No Matter When. And then I have How Lucky Are We on my left hip. This is like the song side of my body, I guess, from the Zach Bryan song 28. It's also okay to separate the art from the artist. Don't judge. So yes. Someone asked, do I have a favorite restaurant in Iowa City? What do you think? Whitney's laughing really hard. Estella's is, and I'm not just saying that. I honestly mean it. That's like, if I showed you guys my bank account, it would be just like, Estella's on Thursday night, Estella's on Wednesday night, Estella's on Monday night. Like, I genuinely eat here probably the most out of anywhere else. And if I'm not eating at Estella's, if I had to pick another restaurant, I would probably say Dandelion for breakfast. Yeah, but Estella's takes the cake because it's fast. I be rushing places. How was adapting to college life when I first got here? Definitely difficult. I feel like even in my third year, I'm still learning new things about myself and about how to adult, because I'm not necessarily a full adult yet, but I give myself some grace. I think time management was like the hardest thing for me, and still kind of is. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm always rushing places, and that's a combination between me overscheduling myself and also just like the life of an athlete. Like, you have to go to practice, to class, go home. For me, feed Luna, take Luna outside. Like, I just have a lot of responsibilities, but it's good for me. I'd rather be busy than be bored. But I think time management is something that, like, I've, gotten really better at, still could do a lot of improvements. And then basketball-wise, I think just the strength and, like, athleticism that comes with basketball, because no matter what sport you play, like, when you get to the next level, it's easy to be like, oh my gosh, this is so different, but it's really not. Like, basketball is basketball at the heart of it. It's all the same stuff that I've been doing since I was 8 years old. So that was important for me to remember. But when I got here, I was playing against Kate Martin, who was like 4 years older than me, had like already 4 or 5 years of college strength and conditioning under her belt. And I was coming in as this little spaghetti noodle freshman, just wide-eyed and ready to go. And she cooked me quite a few times. So definitely adjusting to that. And I feel like by my junior year, so right now, I feel like I finally, like, am strong enough to play college basketball. So that's a plus. I've played basketball since I was 8 years old. I kind of just said that. So, like, second grade, I started playing rec league basketball, and I was too good. I was beating up on those girls. They weren't ready for all this, so I had to get bumped up. Had to play AAU. And haven't looked back since. I played, like, club volleyball for 2 weekends. I was a sub for a team, but that was really it. It's been just me and basketball my whole life. Ooh, my favorite jersey that we wear at Iowa, obviously the pink jersey. One, because it means something to me, means a lot to me, and two, because it's pink. So, and we get really cute pink shoes. And yeah, that's basically it. It's pink, so that's lit. Favorite everyday shoes. Especially, like, once the season starts, I'm an Ugg girl. I'm wearing Uggs right now. I'll wear basically any shoe I can slip on and off. So UGG slippers. I really like the UGG mini boots. I have UGG Tasmans. These are like the ultra mini. Really like those. But I also like my Birkenstock Boston clogs, maybe is what they're called. I don't know, y'all. I just be buying what I see on TikTok. Most challenging thing I've faced since coming to college. I would say my freshman year, I got a really bad concussion in our first official practice of like the fall. And it took me out of school and basketball for 4.5 weeks, I think. Really bad concussion. So that was probably the hardest thing that I've gone through, like personally, like something that affected me directly, just because I missed so much of like life, and also my brain was kind of scrambled eggs. So even when I got back to like basketball and school, I was kind of like really confused. I'm always confused, but I was especially confused because my brain was like flipped upside down. But that was really hard for me. And yeah, I'm glad I got through it. I feel like I learned a lot about myself. I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. Negative thing to happen, but positive outcome. Okay. Who is my go-to person to ask for when I need advice? Interesting dynamic. If I need advice that I want to hear, like if I want someone to tell me what I want to hear, I'll go to Kate because she's very delulu, like me. She tells me what I want to hear. If I actually need a problem to be solved and like maybe I need the hard truth, Gabby. She is never afraid to like slap me back into reality. And let's see. Yeah, that's probably it. I don't typically like ask for help. My go-to thing is to just complain. And then, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really care what you say. I'm just telling you what I'm going through. And I don't need your help, okay? That's my go-to. But, yes. My favorite basketball shoe. I would say the Sabrinas. This thing is dried all the way out. They don't even work anymore. That's just despicable. Oh, no eyeliner for me. My favorite looking basketball shoes, the Sabrinas, especially the ones I customized a pair, and they're white and pink, and they have little crowns on the back, and those are probably my favorite basketball shoes I've ever owned because they're just so me. 'Cause I'm a princess. Duh. Favorite memory from high school? My senior year, so I went to Johnston. I went to Urbandale High School for 2 years, and then I went to Johnston High School for the remaining 2. And my favorite memory my freshman year, I made it to the state tournament, and I was playing with my sister, so that was obviously really exciting for us and our whole family. And I don't think Urbandale had been since like 19-something, which is ridiculous. It's just way too long ago. I wasn't even alive in the 1900s, obviously. So that was crazy. But being able to do that with my sister was a lot of fun. And then probably like the best thing ever was my senior year. My basketball team went undefeated and won the state championship. So that was pretty lit. And yeah, all I wanted was, if you're from Iowa, you know, those pink shirts, pink state champion shirt. I wanted one just so freaking bad, and I got it my senior year. But now they give, if you win state, you get a freaking tiara. Like, I would have loved that. Why didn't they do that for me? Also, if anyone from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union is watching this, stop watching it now, because this past year, my friend played basketball at Johnston, Balls, Isabella, shout out you. And so they won state, obviously, and she stole a tiara for me. So I do have one. It is in my car, but I should have gotten one. I earned one. So if anyone tries to come for me or call the police on me, I earned one, okay? I was part of the first team to ever go undefeated. Now a word from our sponsor, Emily at Salon Urban. would I describe myself? I would describe myself as a very serious, just kidding. I couldn't even keep going with that. I would describe myself as a very goofy, I present myself as a carefree person. I do have a lot of cares in the world and a lot of emotions, but you don't have to know that. Carefree, funny. I'm like hilarious. Everyone I meet literally tells me that I'm the funniest person they've ever met, so I must be really funny. And maternal. Callie Levine told me today that I am like their mother, and that was literally the best compliment I've ever gotten my whole entire life. I just love caring for people and like just being mother. So that's how I would describe myself. Oh, pregame rituals. I have quite a lot. I haven't figured them all out. Oh, I gotta make a payment on my credit card. Jeez. That just really stressed me out. Growing up is so hard. Pregame rituals, I have a lot. I don't know what they're going to be this year, but I will tell you guys them from last year. So, let's see. Gabby and Kate would put on each shoe. Kate would put on my left shoe. Gabby would put on my right shoe. And then us three would always walk out to shoot together. I would shoot with Kate before every single game. Then when I do my half-court stretching, me and Hannah pull each other up, and we whisper compliments and loving words into each other's ear before we warm up. Then I warm up behind Addie before every game. And every time I run back, I have to do a different high five. So, like, I can't give her the same high five twice. So I'll do some on the right side, left side, high, low, cross my hands. I do little high fives like this. Let's see. We would always be in the same spot. Everyone is in the same spot every single warm-up. Also at half-court stretching, Caitlin would walk over and dap me and Hannah up before the game. I would tell Gabby I loved her. Sharon would spin me and do a dip. And then also, I can't even tell you guys what we say, but we say the same thing. We do like a positional huddle, and we say the same thing every single time. It's our 4 goals for the game, and I can't tell you, but not sponsored. Stolen from McKenna Warnock. She taught us that. Oh, also, guys, if you notice a difference, if you notice a difference in my eyelashes because they are so, like, up, they're so curled, I got a lash lift and tint. Shout out my girl, Mads Lashes. Okay, book with her if you live in the Iowa City area because she slays. And she also gave me a facial and did my brows. Oh, best thing ever. The lash lift, well, first of all, the brows, she really killed because, horror story. I got my brows done once last year, and they made them way too thin. And you know what? That's my most embarrassing moment, when I had my eyebrows looking like that, because, it was so tragic. And the worst part is, like, I thought I looked cute. Baby, I look back on those TikToks I posted, I'm like, girl, I look like a bald cat. It was terrible. That was embarrassing. But, so Maddie slayed my eyebrows, and then she slayed my eyelashes. So they're so, like, lifted and curled, and so it makes it so much easier when I put on mascara. I used to do this elaborate routine, and my eyelashes would always slay, but it would take me forever. Now it's just like bang, 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 and I eat every single time. Shout out Mads Lashes. Also, if you're wondering why my hair looks so good, my good sis Emily at Salon Urban, I got one, she gave me a little trim in the first meeting. Then I got a Brazilian blowout, which I think I've had one before, but it was way too long ago for me to remember. But I just just the other day, got another one. And if you have curly hair like me, or Caitlin gets them too, so you can get them when you have straight hair, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But my hair has been so soft, and it makes it so, like, when I sweat, because people always ask me about, like, you wear your hair straight all the time, like, how does that look in basketball? So obviously, if you add water to straight hair that's naturally curly, it curls back up. So when I sweat, my hair will curl back up. But the amount of curlage after the sweat has been much decreased. I don't know the science behind it, but basically makes my life so much easier, and she killed that. And I haven't even, like, re-straightened my hair since I got it, and I've been practicing all week. If you think that's gross, I'm really sorry. Again, I'm not embarrassed by it. You don't need to wash your hair every day. I'm anticipating all the comments I'm going to get. I'm not dirty, I promise. Okay, let's do one more. I got to find a good one. Oh, I never answered if it's weird that Caitlin's so famous. I think it is so weird that she is as famous as she is, because in my head, like, when I think about her, I don't necessarily think about how good she is at basketball. I think about how freaking weird she is. Like, we were on the phone last night, me, Caitlin, and Gabby. We were on the phone last night, just us three, and, like, everything she said, I was like, dude, you are actually so weird. Like, if you guys could see how she just normally acts, like, when she's comfortable and in her element, you'd be like, this is not the girl that be dropping 50 bombs, but it really is. She is so strange. Strange girl. She makes me look really normal. Myself and the Estella's Talk-About Network are proud to support Count the Kicks. Count the Kicks is a stillbirth prevention program that teaches expectant parents to monitor their baby's movements through the 3rd trimester. Count the Kicks was started right here in Iowa and helped reduce our state's stillbirth rate by 32%. Expectant parents can download the free Count the Kicks app to monitor their baby's movements and speak up to their doctors if they notice a change. Visit counttthekicks.org to learn more. So the question is, with having little kids look up to me and want to be like me, what advice, oh my God, that really almost just made me cry. Get it together. What advice do you give them to reach and pursue their big goals like I did? Oh, goodness. Wow, that was an emotional read. But I think what has really gotten me to where I am today is by always being authentically me. Like, what you see is what you get. I'm obviously, like, you know, I'm a little more professional in a basketball setting, but I have great relationships with my coaches and my teammates and everyone who works and supports our team, because I just act like who I am in front of all those people. So I think just being yourself is kind of the most important thing in life. Never be embarrassed to be you. Oh my God, I sound really inspirational. It's creeping me out. Oh my God. But seriously, never be embarrassed to be you, because everyone is unique and different. And I don't know, I feel like, yes, exactly. You get it. And with basketball and those goals, there's never a goal that is out of reach. You can honestly do anything that you want to do. There has been so many times, like, even getting to play at Iowa, like, first of all, I never thought that I would play college basketball. I didn't even think it was a possibility. Even though I had gotten offers, I was like, no, like, I'm not sure I want to do this. I don't know if I can do this. Like, I let doubt creep in my mind so much. And then I always wanted to play for Iowa, like, if I could. And I never thought that would happen either. And then one day I got the call, I got the offer, and it was like the best day of my life. There's been so many things that I just could never imagine that I got to do. And honestly, every single opportunity that I've gotten is because of who I am as a person, not to toot my own horn. Everything I've gotten is just because I am myself authentically. That's how I got here. That's why I get to talk to all of you guys. That's why people love watching TikTok lives, because I'm just myself. Yeah, like going on SNL, like, I never thought I would get to do that, but there's just so many things. Just be you and be great. And athletically, it is a commitment of time, but just think of all the positives that come out of it. That's like what kept me going every weekend when I was like, oh my gosh, I have 7 hours of practice this weekend. My friends are doing something that sounds really fun, and like, oh, I have to be here. I would be like, okay. But also, there's so many perks of playing college basketball. You don't have to pay for school. You get free food. You get free clothes. Like, I don't know. Just think about all the positives that you will get out of the situation. There's just so many good questions that I want to answer. Should I keep answering or no? Okay, I'll keep answering questions. I love talking about myself. Okay, I'll do them really fast though. What made me get into basketball? Genetics. Everyone in my family has played basketball. My grandpa was a basketball coach. My mom, my aunt played in college. Growing up, both my brothers played and my sister, so I wanted to copy them and play basketball. And they're not as epic and legendary as me, so sucks to suck. What makes me want to be a teacher? I love this question. Oh gosh, I think I've always wanted to do a job where I can directly impact the youth and be like a mentor or a person that people look up to, just because when I was growing up, I feel like I had so many great people in my life to help guide me through everything. So I've always wanted to give back to the community in that way. And I think teaching is a great way to do it, because not only will I be making kids super smart because I'm literally a genius, Albert Einstein, but I want to be like, oh my God, those videos. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these TikToks where it's like athletes talking and they're like, who is your favorite teacher? And they always, like, you always remember one. Like, there's always just that one. I would love to be that just for one kid. Like, that would make my whole entire life. I would literally cry so much. Okay. Questions about Luna. How did I decide to get her, and were there other name options for her? I feel like those TikTokers who just had a kid, but it's just me and my dog in my 1-bedroom apartment. I decided to get Luna mainly for emotional support, just because I knew that if I didn't have like a solid distraction and something else to take care of, that I would just like get lost in my mind without my best friends being here. So that was the main reason I got her. And also because Gabby got Shiloh when I lived with Gabby. And I was like, oh wait, this is kind of easy. Girl, no, it ain't. If I could go back, don't get a pet in college, seriously. But I love Luna and I would never give her up or trade her for the world. And names about Luna. My mom really wanted me to name her Dottie. My mom was born, I'm not even going to tell you the year. I feel like she might get mad at me for that. But my mom was born forever ago, when like Dottie was a common name, I guess. And I was like, Dottie? But she had a cute little pink nose and she had little black dots all over it. And then obviously she has like dots on her fur. So that's what my mom wanted me to name her. And I was like, oh, it's really cute. No. But I went on Pinterest and I found Luna and I loved it. Okay. Oh, so many people asked me about this. This will be my last and final question. Professional yapper. Why did I pick the number 23? So growing up, it's honestly like, what's that? Subtle foreshadowing. Hear me out. Growing up, so I'm born on the 22nd. And I always wanted to be number 22, but there was a girl on my AAU team who got to pick her jersey number before I did, and I was really upset about it. But I was like, okay, it's fine. I guess I'll just be number 23 because LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Jada, Gyamfi, obviously very similar, 3 people there. So that was my number growing up. And then when I decided to come to college, I was like, oh my God, this is my opportunity. Like, I can take number 22 back. Wrong. Obviously can't take number 22 from Caitlin Clark. So... And before Caitlin, there was Kathleen, and I think Sam Logic was number 22. So obviously a pretty legendary number for point guards. So I let Caitlin have it. She reached out, asked me for permission. I was like, whatever, do what you want, I guess. And I settled on number 23. I also thought about being number 24. Gabby Marshall took that. Yeah, but I did think it was really cute that Kate was 20. We didn't have a 21, but... Caitlin was 22, I was 23, Gabby was 24, and Monica Snano was number 25. Just me and my bestie friends. So that's why I picked my number, and that's all I've got. That's all I've got time for today. Seriously, thank you guys so much for all the questions. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back with more regular content and fun guests starting next time, next Tuesday. ASMR. I just want Wit to include one ASMR portion in a video. She always cuts them out. She never lets me do what I was destined to do. Love you. Okay. Woo! That's all we've got. Love ya. Bye.